What if the strongest proof of love wasn't measured in applause, but in silence, in the way millions pause, breathe, and look up at the same moment? What if the real power of an artist wasn't how loudly they performed, but how deeply they were missed? Because right now, something rare is unfolding around BTS. Something that numbers can track, but emotions truly explain. In 2025, the world didn't see BTS everywhere. There were fewer stages, fewer group appearances, fewer moments where all seven stood side by side. And yet, they were everywhere. According to Global Content Authority Parrot Analytics, BTS was named the most loved team in global entertainment among talents under 30. Not because they shouted the loudest, not because they released the most content, but because when they did appear, the world leaned in. This recognition isn't a popularity poll. It's a measurement of emotional gravity, how often people search, share, discuss, and react, how consistently attention returns, how impossible it is to let go. And BTS didn't just lead this category, they reshaped it. Even with limited group activities, demand for BTS surged again and again throughout the year. BTS Festa became more than an anniversary, it became a reunion of memories. Solo projects didn't fragment the group, they strengthened it. Each member carried the BTS name into new spaces, reminding everyone that distance never weakened the bond. It refined it. The report described BTS as the center of the year, a presence so powerful that their existence alone creates momentum. A group that no longer needs constant activity to stay relevant, because they've become part of the cultural bloodstream. And while charts and data were quietly confirming this truth, one winter night made it impossible to ignore. It was late. The temperature was below zero. Incheon International Airport was wrapped in cold air and exhaustion. Then Jimin appeared. No performance, no stage lighting, just a long coat layered over black, a soft cardigan, and a calm walk forward. But the moment he smiled, the cold seemed to disappear. His blonde hair caught the light. His expression, gentle, warm, unmistakably Jimin, made even the staff stop and laugh. Instead of rushing past, he lingered. He asked who looked the prettiest that day. He complimented their outfits, he noticed them. And then he said something simple, something that landed far heavier than it sounded. "It's been a while since I've seen you." In that one sentence lived months of waiting, of longing, of connection that never faded. The reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Search interest for Jimin surged to 100% on Google, repeatedly, across categories. The Dior Normandy tote bag he carried, priced at nearly 12 million won, sold out worldwide in moments. No advertisement, no styling announcement, no push, just Jimin being Jimin. This is the kind of influence that can't be manufactured. It doesn't come from exposure. It comes from trust, from sincerity, from years of showing up with an open heart. And this moment wasn't separate from BTS's larger story. It was proof of it. Because in 2025, BTS isn't sustained by constant noise. They're sustained by emotional memory. While other groups chase relevance, BTS rests inside it. The same global report explains how fandom-driven digital culture is reshaping entertainment, how younger generations don't just consume content, they form relationships with it. And no artist exemplifies that better than BTS. Under HYBE's global strategy, many groups are thriving, tours are selling out, albums are breaking records. But BTS remains something different. They are the reference point, the standard, the emotional blueprint. And now, the quiet season is ending. As Jimin departed for Lisbon that night, something else was already approaching. A date circled in countless calendars. March 20th, BTS's long-awaited comeback. And the following day, March 21st, they will step onto a stage at Gwanghwamun Square. Not behind walls, not hidden away, but in the heart of Seoul. Live streamed worldwide through Netflix. From cold airport nights to global broadcasts. From whispered moments to historic recognition. BTS didn't disappear in 2025. They transformed. They proved that love doesn't need constant reminders. That absence can deepen connection. That sometimes the quietest presence leaves the loudest echo. And as the world waits for them to return, one thing is already clear. BTS isn't just coming back. They never truly left.